Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Fight!
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Nick from ThreadX3 Productions, and today we are going to be reviewing Nickelodeon All-Star Battle Royale. Brawl. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Have you ever wondered if SpongeBob could take on the Airbender from Avatar? Or who would win in a fight, Leonardo or Invader Zim? Heck, let's go super old school with Ren and Stimpy versus Reptar. Well, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, you can answer all those questions and more. So the main thing about today's review that I want to accomplish is reviewing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I really want to make sure that I review it as a game, not a competitor to Smash Bros. And I'm mainly doing this for two reasons. Number one, if all you do is focus on the differences between the two games, then you're not really giving a chance to this game. And two, there is really no competitor to Smash Brothers. Love it or hate it, it is the king of platformer fighting games. And any game that tries to copy it or make its own version, it's just never going to hold a candle next to it, which is also kind of unfair doing a review that way. So this is going to be a review about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, nothing else. Having said that, let's talk about what I think about the game. It's okay. It's alright. Let's start with the roster. If you're someone in their 20s or 30s, this game will have a lot of characters that you know and love. Any older and there'll be a lot less that you even know who they are. Luckily, I'm in the age range where I know every single character aside from whoever the hell the Loud family is. And although I don't have extensive knowledge of Avatar, I know enough to still have some nostalgia for these characters. So putting these two examples aside, this game is a who's who of Nickelodeon in general. You've got SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy from SpongeBob, obviously. You have Blue Arrow Dude, Green Outfit Lady, and Korra from Avatar and The Legend of Korra. The two currently in my lead, Leonardo and Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, and April's there too. Then you have Ren and Stimpy and whoever the hell the bread dude is. Invader Zim, CatDog, Reptar, Nigel Thornberry, and Helga from Arnold. Like, I get she's the bully and therefore it would make sense that she's fighting, but why do you not have Hey Arnold from Hey Arnold? Anyways, rounding it off, you have Danny Phantom and Oblina from Real Monsters. My main criticism about the roster is its glaring omissions. I know Jimmy Neutron might not have been super popular, but come on. Or what about Rocket Power? Any one of the characters from that would be great in this. Also, they have Ren and Stimpy fighting as a duo, but where the hell is Angry Beavers? Did they finally realize how gross it sounds and they didn't want to put it into a kid's game? Even that explanation doesn't make any sense because this is not a game for kids. This is a game for millennial Gen Z parents to play with their kids. Now, the obvious answer to this is DLC or something about licensing, but I really would have liked to see a more diverse cast than 3 people from SpongeBob, 3 people from Avatar, and 3 from Ninja Turtle. Like seriously, you're putting in 3 from Turtles? And on top of that, the third is April. The point still stands. Instead of having a bunch from one franchise, spread it out a little bit more. Then there's the issue that all the characters are unlocked from the very beginning. I'm sure plenty of people will appreciate being able to fight as anybody they want from the very beginning. But back in my day, when you went through the arcade mode of, let's say, Tekken, the last boss would always be your rival and you would unlock them after completing the arcade. Instead, now they have all the characters unlocked and playing through the arcade is really just playing several games in a row. Yay. To circle back to some positive stuff, the animation team did a wonderful job. A lot of these characters are 2D characters and now they're in 3D and they fit perfectly. Even Space Jam 2 couldn't get it right. On top of how great everyone looks. Every movement that they make, whether it be an attack, a taunt, a losing or a winning pose, are all great callbacks and references. A perfect example is SpongeBob. SpongeBob's up strong attack is a foam karate chop. His down is the imagination. Then his specials include blowing bubbles and flying up with a spinning spatula, which, if you don't know what those references are, did you even watch SpongeBob, bruh? And that's just one character. Every single character has their movesets full of references, really making even just attacking a nostalgic trip. So that's the characters. Now let's talk about the stages. Jellyfish Fields, the Flying Dutchman ship, Glove World, Air Temple, Omusha's Harmonic coverings, the Loud House, whatever. Seriously, what is that show? Visually, these are all great and usually hide stuff in the background referencing the show that they're from. But functionally, a lot of these stages are just extremely basic to the point that it's just bland. And some are just annoying, like Space Madness. It has a bunch of relatively small platforms that constantly move, and the longer you stay on an object, it'll start to sink like this. More often than not, I could win a fight on this map just by the other characters falling off the map rather than my skill. That's the stages, not much to talk about there. But let's talk about game modes. You have Battle, which you can choose from Stock, Time, or Sports. Stock and Time are pretty self-explanatory, and Sports is just hitting a ball into a goal. Not much diversity here, and so that's kind of a negative for me. Then there's Arcade, which, as I stated before, pretty much is just playing several games in a row, and without that carrot on a string of unlocking a new character, just kind of seems pointless. Other than something to do when you have no friends, like me. That's not even the worst part of Arcade. The worst part is every match starts with a text box of the character saying something. This is when you realize, or at least when I realize, none of the characters really say anything, and they barely even make any noises. You have a ton of iconic Nickelodeon characters, and a lot of them are missing the one thing that makes them iconic, being their voices, voice actors. I get there's probably an issue with getting all the voice actors, but presumably they own all these properties, so why couldn't they just get the sound bites from the show itself? Using SpongeBob as an example, there are so many countless quotes or sound bites they could use. Heck, one of the attacks is called Imagination, and he doesn't even say it. If you think I'm overreacting, just see how much you miss the voices when there's no music in the background.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1, fight!
Suddenly, it's as if all the personality has just been stripped from the game. And my soul. The point is, who is SpongeBob without his laugh? Who are the Turtles without Cowabunga? Or Nigel Thornberry without his hello or smashing? Tim Curry, you are way too good for us and we miss you. So the last thing we can talk about is the controls and the gameplay. And when it comes to this, it's great. Fantastic. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Everything is extremely responsive. All the moves, like I said before, are full of references, but they also make perfect sense in the context of the game and the characters. If we were only talking about the game for the way it controls and the way it feels, this would be a 10 out of 10. A 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I never feel like I'm out of control. I never feel like when I try to do something, my character will just do something else. Everything is completely reliable, snappy, and fluid all at the same time. Now, I don't play a lot online, so I can't speak too much about that, but if you're playing this the way it should be played, which is as a couch brawler, once again, 10 out of 10. Several characters have moves that need precision, and pulling these moves off is extremely easy, and it's very satisfying to send someone flying off the map. So let's talk about the game overall. Once again, again, if all we are talking about is the characters, the way they were animated, and the fight and the controls of this game, it would be undoubtedly a really great game. But it is the lack of content, the lack of sound and the soul of the characters, and this feeling of, well, now what? That I can't escape. That really brings down the game. I know I spoke about it already, but seriously, having so few game modes to do, and even when you do an arcade not unlocking a character, it really makes the game get pretty old very quickly. Like, I could go through the arcade with every character and it unlocks things like a jukebox and some art and yada yada, but that's not really an incentive. Sure, there will be some people out there who wants to 100% things and get collectibles, but if you're anything like me, you need a little bit extra to keep you playing. So if I have some fellow millennials or Gen Zs over to play, this would be a great game to pull out. But then there's that one game that I'm not supposed to mention. Why wouldn't I just choose that one? So at the end of the day, while this certainly is a nostalgic trip, and the people who made this clearly love the characters and the genre type, there's just not enough to really make this worth sinking money and time into. I think this would be a great game on sale, which is saying something because it's already $49.99, and it had an immediate PlayStation Plus sale for $39.99. And even still, I don't think it's worth it in the long run. And I definitely think that you should wait for a sale before picking this up. Maybe even wait for a few new characters. But that's just me. I would love to know your guys' opinion. Love to know what you guys think about the review and everything. And hey, if you'd like to win some money, we're going to be doing a $100 giveaway just in time for Black Friday. All you got to do is be subscribed to us, like this video, like us on Twitter. The more I see your name, the more times you're going to be entered in. So if you would like $100 just in time for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, then enter in our giveaway and maybe you'll be a lucky one. So thank you so much for joining us. I was Nick from Thread X Productions, and you have yourself a good day.